Okay, I want to welcome you once again to yet another session of our streaming. I know that it's been a long week. Today is the weekend, and then I want to take this opportunity to wish each and everybody a happy weekend, and may God, through the universe, bless us and give us a restful weekend. Anything that would be a disturbance and obstruction to our peace of mind, for our ultimate relaxation for this weekend, to prepare ourselves and to rejuvenate ourselves for the week ahead of us. God through the universe should get those things off our path, and we also be guided by the infinite intelligence within our being, which is the Christ consciousness, to prepare us and equip us with the necessary information and knowledge we need to be able to function better in the week ahead of us. To all our brothers and sisters across the globe who have supported the organization in different ways, we want to say we are most grateful, and we thank you all for your time, advice, support, in kind and in cash. We say thank you, and God bless you abundantly. Yes, today we are going to talk about something, as we've been discussing about the aura. In the previous sessions, we've discussed extensively about the aura, what the aura is, and how the aura influences our experiences we go through on earth in terms of manifestation, whether it's good or it's not that pleasant. When these energies we experience are good, we call it good luck, and then when it is not pleasant to our expectation, we call it bad luck. But actually, there's neither a good luck nor bad luck, but it is just a state of our electromagnetic energy field that surrounds our being, that determines the kind of experiences that we do have. Yeah, so we must understand that in life, the real things of life are unseen. The real things in life are unseen. Unfortunately, many people depend their lives and their understanding on the happenings within the realm of sin. But actually, the real life itself we live, we have to live it in the realm of the unseen. That's what the Bible says, that out of the invisible comes the visible. And then the Bible also talks about the fact that blessed are they that believe before they see. This is to reiterate the fact that the real life, the real occurrences, the engine behind anything happening within physical dimension are the things that lies within the realm of the unseen, are the things that lie in oblivion, in the region of darkness. And these are the real substances. That is why it is also said in the Bible that out of the invisible cometh the visible. So there are a lot of things that are happening in our lives that are just effect. But we perpetually and consistently pay attention to the effect, leaving the true cause, which is the real happening, which is the real thing. And because we do not pay attention to the real thing, the effect, which are the things we experience in life, consistently and perpetually continue to unfold and manifest itself. And there are a lot of things in life we cannot see, yet they exist. So it is not everything that you do see that exists, and not everything that you don't see that means it does not exist. But the real thing that really exists are the things that we can't see with our naked eyes, yet they do exist. And this is where we are looking, and we are taking this whole teaching of aura from. Because the aura energy are energies which cannot be perceived or seen by just ordinary eyes. Yet it plays a phenomenal role in the kind of experiences we go through in this lifetime. And as simple as it may sound, it is very, very intricate issue and very complicated, that if you underestimate it, you'll be surprised you will live the entirety of your life on earth in misery and in pain. Because the kind of aura energy, the kind of magnetic field, the kind of electrical field energy you create around you, as we treated in the previous sessions, determines the kind of experiences you go through in life. Because your thought, which is part of the creation of your aura field or your electromagnetic field, is consistently and constantly creating and manifesting your reality. I have said this times without number, that one's thought is consistently and perpetually creating one's reality. And your thought, which is unseen, has a huge role and influence in determining the kind of things that you experience in the realm of form or in the realm of reality. For instance, if you never thought of listening to this lecture, you wouldn't be there experiencing and listening to the lecture. So hence, the kind of thought you have created formed an electromagnetic energy field around you, and then attracted and eventually manifested the act of giving audience to whatever video you are watching. And this is how it plays out in all of our life experiences. Things that we don't give attention to do not play any significant roles in our lives. This is how come we get to love people. This is how come we get to hate people. This is how come we get to work with somebody. And this is how come we get to let somebody go out of our lives. This is how come we can set up a business. And this is how come we can lose a business. This is how come we can employ somebody and fire the person. This is how come we can give birth, have children, offsprings, have relationship and everything. It is based on things that we conceive within the realm of invisibility. And then we begin to give our attention to these things and begin to create that energy field around us. Then it begins to magnetize and attract and manifest these electromagnetic energy attractions into manifestation. So fundamentally, this is how human life works. So if you can harness a lot of positive energy within the realm of formlessness or within the realm of the unseen, it is easy to be able to have positive manifestations in your life. Because everything we experience begins in a state of formless thought. Everything we experience begins in a state of formless thought, to the extent that even the bad things that happens to us, the destructive things that we experience, the evil things and witchcraft influences that we experience, all but starts from the state of thought. And anything you give your attention to, your energy flows, and then it begins to manifest. Because that becomes your magnetic space. So things like thoughts, mind, emotions, feeling, all these things are things that you cannot see with your naked eyes, but they do exist within the realm of unseen reality. Attitude you can see with your eyes. You can't see somebody and still just know, unless of course you develop yourself to certain dimension of frequency that you can see beyond the physical. or beyond the etheric form. So these are things you cannot perceive with the ordinary eyes within the realm of on the unseen, yet it is the fueling agent to all that is happening within the realms of the seen. And everything that you see within this physical dimension and you experience within this physical dimension, know and remember that it has its unseen counterpart within the non-physical reality. Once you're able to strike this balance and understand this nature of unfoldment of human experiences, then you begin to have control over the things that you experience in your lifetime. All has to do with your ability to balance between the events in the seen realm and the event in the realm of the unseen. This is what it is, because it's the balance that we need to achieve. Once you're able to achieve this balance, you begin to generate a much more stronger and positive electromagnetic field we call the aura. And once your aura becomes stronger and positively charged, you begin to attract and manifest positive experiences. These are very basic, fundamental things that you can do for your life, and has the potency and ability to change a lot of experiences you're going through in life. That is why the Holy Scripture says that as a man thinketh, so is his experiences. Because the thought or the thinking process generates an energy field which we call the aura, and out of this aura determines the kind of experiences that you're going through or you're going to go through as a person. So everything around you are as a result of thought or emotion. Everything around you. Or for lack of better word, better discussion, most of the things you experience are as a result of thought or emotions that you go through to generate this energy field. Because without energy, nothing can manifest in this physical dimension. And that's why we have the 4 elemental energies, which is fire, water, air, and earth, because you need these energies for manifestation. And once you can have a fair knowledge of these energies and how to create them in the realm of unreality or in the realm of unseen, it is easy to determine what is going to happen within the realm of sin or within the realm of reality. So we must be able to engage ourselves in practices and in lifestyle adjustments that enables us to generate positive thought and positive emotion and eventually positive energy fields around us, so we can attract positive results and positive ends to our lives. Today we are going to look at the difference between aura and vibration. Because at a certain point in time, I notice people interchangeably uses aura and vibration. So vibration and aura, sometimes it is used interchangeably, but yet it's not appropriate. Because there's a clear difference between aura and vibration. As one is more permanent and one is temporal. So there's a clear distinction between what aura is and what vibration is, because one is more permanent and intuitive, or generates its source energy from within, and the other is temporal and it generates its energy from without, or based on external happenings and experiences. And then we are going to look at how can we influence our aura positively. Yes, then we are going to look at how we can influence our life aura positively, and how aura exerts control over things. How aura exerts controls over things, and how to improve this aura positively. And then the difference between aura and human vibration, and what can be done to energize this aura or vibration. So to get to the bottom of the difference between aura and vibration, we must first understand the definition of what aura is and the definition of what vibration is. You must get the definition for what aura is and the definition for what vibration is. Then we are going to look at the attributes of aura and the attributes of vibration. Then we can see the difference. Now, when you see the difference, then you can know whether what you are told, that bathing herbs and all those things can clean your aura, is true or not. Whether putting on gold chain and copper necklace and all those things can change your aura, you will know whether it is true or not. And if it is not true, what then can these ornaments and these nature items do in your body, and which energy field does he clean? So now, what is aura? I wouldn't waste my time on the definition of the word aura, what aura is, because we've discussed what aura is. So, as I told you in our previous video, humans radiate at different levels of electromagnetic energy field. Now, this electromagnetic energy field, as I told you, one is generated from the electrical field of your being, and one is generated from the magnetic field of your being. Now, the glands or energy centers that controls your electrical fields and your magnetic field is the pineal gland and the pituitary gland. Okay, so the pituitary gland controls your magnetic field because it has control over your central nervous system through the spine, and that is for the pituitary gland. Okay, then we have the pineal gland, which in metaphysics and the occult service they call it the third eye, which then controls your electrical field because it controls the flow of ideas and information and frequencies from the higher dimension beyond the intellect, and it also keeps the intellect in a balance. So when you go to physics, biology, they tell you that the pineal gland is a gland that accesses light. What is light? Light simply means intelligence. So we have the physical light, and then we have the non-physical light. Now, the non-physical light is intelligence, the divine information, divine database. And then the physical light is that which reveals that which is created within manifest creation. And so sun reveals what is conceived in the dark. So your electromagnetic space or the electromagnetic field is what we call your aura. The energy you create around you through your thinking and your emotions is what we call your aura, because your emotions are magnetic and your thinking are electrical. Now, the two brought together is called electromagnetic energy field. Now, these two coming together to form that energy around you is what we call the aura. It's what we call the aura. Now, this is what the aura is. Now, when we talk about vibration, vibration also is a form of energy field which is also created even though your aura is there. But that is a kind of a temporal energy field which is created. Okay, so it is not like permanent as well, because with the aura it is permanent, it is there, it's created around wherever you go. It's not dependent on any external happenings or event. But when we come to your vibration is transient, because it changes with time and depending on encounters and experiences within the external dimension. So that is what your vibrations are. So you realize that sometimes you can have a high vibe, and sometimes you can have a low vibe. Sometimes you can have a very happy mood vibe, and sometimes you can have a very repulsive and sad mood vibe. So all these type of vibrations you are experiencing is dependent on happenings within external reality. So the very person who is happy based on certain circumstances and informations he has experienced within the external world, within the same work frame of time, the person can be sad pending the change of experience and information. So vibrations are transient. They are not permanent. They don't last forever. They change with time. And vibrations are created based on your encounter with the realm of reality. So if you harness the vibration of anger, you might have come in contact with some information or with some event or with some kind of happening which kind of make you furious and angers you. That anger is but a momentum energy field. It is not that you're going to be annoyed forever or you'll be angered forever. So it is just a vibration that has interfered your electromagnetic space. So temporarily you put off the aura energy field, which is the electromagnetic field, and then concentrate on this temporal energy field created as a result of external encounter. And once you can control these things, you become the master of your life. You can now control your life. But if you can control that which creates your aura field, that's your electromagnetic field, and that which creates your field of vibration, you are out of control. And this is the problem of a lot of people. People are easily influenced by what they see. People are easily influenced by what they hear. People are easily influenced by what they feel. People are easily influenced by what they smell. So constantly their vibration is on a constant evolution. It is changing by the day and by the hour, depending on the kind of experiences they are going through at the material point in time or a particular point in time. So the same very friend who you can talk to right now and will become so happy and so glad with what you are saying, you can do something and say something in the next minute and that person will be very annoyed and very furious with you. When you give the person a good news, the person becomes very happy. But in the course of the happiness of you giving him a good news, if you also do something which is wrong, the person then changes his mood from being happy to be furious and angered. So this is how vibration works. So this is vibration. So vibration, though it may appear as your aura, but it is a temporal mode of being or a temporal state of being. You bet me I can say much here. They can give you a bad news right now. Due to the vibrations of the news, it can cause you to have a stomach upset. Whilst you are in the state of the stomach upset, or you are in the state of crying, the same news will be reversed. And when the news is reversed, you realize that your tears will dry and your stomach upset will cease. For instance, you are just there and all of a sudden they tell you that somebody that you hold so dear to your heart and means the world to you is dead, or is engaged in some serious accident. Instantly, if you have a very weak solar plexus, instantly you are going to have stomach upset. This stomach upset is an artificial and temporal energy field that has come to you, and that is the state in which you are, we call vibration. At the time you're having stomach upset and you be crying, you can get a call and then oh sorry, it was a wrong news, or it's a prank, or it's April Fool's Day. Naturally your tears begin to dry and your stomach upset begin to cease. What has happened? It is a change in information. So as the information has changed, your vibration to what has changed. So vibrations are temporal energy field created based on external happiness in most cases. Now that we know what vibration is and what aura is, let us take the difference one after the other. Now, I already talked about the fact that aura is an electromagnetic energy field. So you know what an electromagnetic energy field is? The energy field created through the electrical and emotional energy pulses that human beings generate. Okay, that is the electromagnetic field. So the electrical field is generated from your third eye center or your pineal gland because it accesses light, and then your magnetic field is generated from your pituitary gland, which deals with emotions because it controls your magnetic space. Unlike aura, the energy which is created in the magnetic energy space, the electromagnetic energy space of the aura is more permanent, but with vibration it is more temporal and transient. 2. Aura is the dominated energy field around a person. So with aura, it dominates your energy field, unlike the vibration energy, which does not dominate. But aura is stronger because it comes from within. Your character traits, your behavior, the way you think, the way you feel, all these things come together. All these unseen energies actually come together to form that energy field around you, which is electromagnetic in nature. We call the aura. So the kind of thinking you've been thinking for the past 20, 30, 40 years, the kind of fears you'll be having for the past 40, 50, 60 years will create an aura of fear around you. The kind of untruthful thoughts you've been having 40, 20 for all these years will create that kind of untruthful aura around you. So these are energy fields that can be perceived by somebody with an advanced eye or advanced senses. Now, I also talk about the fact that aura is a more permanent energy field compared to the vibration energy. Aura is a more permanent energy field compared to the vibrational energy. Aura also determines your magnetism, your attraction, and manifestation of energy around a person. So, the kind of things you attract, the kind of magnetic energy you have or you possess, and the kind of energy that helps you to manifest your desires are all influenced by the kind of aura which is around a person. So you must be able to generate energy that will give you more positive attraction, more positive magnetic field, and more powerful and positive manifestation energy field. So then your aura then begins to magnetize and attract positive things. Now, aura takes time to charge and change. It takes time for one's aura to be charged and to be changed. Now, because every thought, now I'm talking about the charging, every thought you have, every emotions you have, every idea you have is charging your electromagnetic energy space or energy field. And as these ideas and thought persistently and perpetually goes on, your electromagnetic energy field begins to become much more stronger, and then it begins to change. And this happens over a period of time. And as this happens over a period of time, that means that it is not something that you can change overnight. You need some time to reverse all that you have created back to where you want it. So when somebody tells you that, oh, come, I will clean your aura, I will unblock your aura by buffing this thing, by getting this gemstone, by getting this gemstone. Now you understand how aura is formed better. So you know how well aura can be reversed or cleansed. So aura can also be changed depending on a person's development and experiences. That's how aura can be changed. Aura can be changed depending on the kind of development you go through as a person, because every phase of your development is contributing to the creation of a type of electromagnetic energy field around you we call aura. If you are fond of developing yourself and going through the experiences and changes of women issue in the bad sense, you begin to develop the energy field of womanizing. And this strongly would affect the type of manifestations you would encounter in your lifetime. These things I'm talking to you about, they are very serious, deep, detailed, yet covered human way of life that makes life easy. I repeat, that makes life much more easier and convenient. And that is what they don't want you to know. Well, they wouldn't want you to build your aura space. They wouldn't want you to build your vibration, positive or negative, in order to have more powerful influence over things that are manifesting in our lives. So they don't want us to know. They absolutely don't want us to know. But now you know. that one of the most important and the most sensitive things you need to pay attention to if you are to change your luck for the better is to pay attention to that which is creating your aura, because the aura is just an effect. It has something that creates the aura, and that is your thought, emotion, and will. So you must understand. You must understand. Just a moment. I just had an information about a brother. Let me write it down so I forget. That's how it works. Huh? I just had an information about a brother. Let me write it down. Just a moment. Mr. Evans. Okay. As I was just talking, I just had a vision about a brother. I just saw something about him. So I had to write it down. Probably I may forget. So this is how it works. So once you begin to build this energy space, you begin to build the aura space around you, you begin to have a much more stronger vibrational frequency to attract good things in your life. I am telling you this absolute truth. If you should ask anybody who is very honest, he will tell you that most of the things you are experiencing in your life is because you build a very bad aura around you through your thinking, your emotions. That is what it is. So you need to build a much more robust and a much more positive aura energy around you. See, what you are experiencing is your own creation. This is undisputed. It doesn't matter what somebody is doing you juju, or somebody is witchcraft is disturbing you, or a friend is not dealing well with you, a brother is not dealing well with you. It doesn't matter what you're going through in life. It is all has to do with your energy field. Because everything in this physical dimension is being controlled by the kind of energy you generate. That is why, how do you call him? Nikola Tesla said that if you want to understand this life, look at it from the perspective of energy, vibration, and frequency. And this is absolute truth. Either is vibrating in the realm of energy or in the realm of vibration. Sorry, either it is resonating in the realm of energy or in the realm of vibration, or resonating in the realm of frequency. The higher you go and the more intense it is, it becomes frequency. When it begins to degrade its intensity, turns into vibration, and the more tangible it becomes, turns into energy. Because energy is more tangible. So check your electromagnetic field. What you are experiencing today is because of an electromagnetic field you created some years ago. And that is what is informing your experiences right now. This is the truth. I'm not saying these things because I want to take anything from you. I'm telling you because it is the truth. And that is why sometimes, even when you go to the church, they will tell you have to go through what? How do you call this thing? Deliverance. So they go take you through a session that they try to alter your energy field. This is the truth. One tree year, I will be able there. But when you have a strong electromagnetic field, obibo oduakra enye juma. I'm telling you. So a strong electromagnetic field. So we both are crying. I was missing minimobia. What's now? Yeah, done for back home. Now, yeah, when we had the initiation to the light and sound frequency, okay, and this guy was meditating because it was from Santiment before he came, and I think I shared this experience before on some other platforms. And his electromagnetic energy field was so radiating with a lot of light that Okosra Nadamfo yeah, fetish priest. Say offend abosom number. And one day Ubisa abosom say now didn't tell Madam for Weber number Omuka Chen said the electromagnetic field, the light in his electromagnetic field too much into Mutumimba. And then a mass how Papa now test Ashwan and decided say on also pay initiation. Because one me jimudino na Madam for we are me bunu me feel say we ni no me feel say me upon for chain no Obana mu me friend mu na mu ntumi mba there and then no so but it is what the guy consistently and constantly meditates to charge his electromagnetic field. And one of the easiest way to charge your vibration, your energy in terms of electromagnetic, which is your aura, is through meditation. Meditating on the light and sound frequency. Myself, I don't know how if I said this with you before. There was a time I went to visit my mom, and I was sitting in front of my mom's shop. Okay, and then there was this Gao guys, okay, the Niger guys who was supposed to sell these drugs and something. I know those people, they have eyes, they can see spiritual things. And then when I was passing, when I was sitting, he was passing. He crossed. He was walking at the other side of the road, so he crossed the road to where I was sitting. So when he got there, and said, Papa, I'm make a and I said, what is it? I say, man, nanti hono, who said, can you be brave? Papa, walk was sorry. And I told him I don't go to church. I said, no, Papa, me wani, ma hunyama, ma shanko baby, but can you no, can you do too much? Me won't be that. From I say me from Niger, ma bagana, ma hunyama, ma hunko but what can you do too much? So my mom thought that this guy was doing what? Was just saying something for that at the end of the day who beg money. Then my mom said, I said, no, mommy, mankasa. You know the way they speak their tree. Mankasa. You can't make a papa. Can I what does too my won't be that? So after it was said and done, I decided to give him money. Okay, I decided to give him money. He said he wasn't taking the money because if he takes the money, then what my mother said, I would think it is true. And to show that what he's saying is truly what he has saying, he refused to take the money. And you know, these Niger people are the people who normally will be begging you for money. I said, Mom, when I gave them, I said, Mom, Papa, man, Jiska no. My Jessica, Mammy Bedrin says, Secantina Macana Macano. No, man, Jiska no, Nakra Macachero. Then I was sitting up quiet and smiling. So I decided to buy him water. He said he won't take the water. But if he takes anything from me, my mom will say that it's because of what he wanted. That's why he was saying those things. And the guy left. So everybody has this electromagnetic energy field around the person. Sometimes you may not see and know. But those who have the eyes to see, they will see. I used to have a picture I took with one of my phones. And I saw this... I took in the night and I saw that different shades of light. I'll try and see if I can see it. I'll show it to you. Different shades of light. So when you sit in meditation, it's one of the easiest way to charge your aura. It's not by buffing all these herbs. Aura is created by inherent quality of one's character and behavior rather than external mood. Aura is created by one's inherent qualities. So what I'm saying is that your aura is created based on the kind of qualities you have on your inside. So your aura is not based on anything external that you can use any external medium to clean it. So if you want to change your aura, you must learn to go inside, because the aura was created as a result of internal activities or qualities. It could be positive qualities and it could be negative qualities. If it is positive qualities, it gives you a positive, bright electromagnetic field with a lot of light. If it is a negative qualities you have inside, it creates a very dull, dinted, discolored aura. So what are the kind of qualities inherent in you that can generate a positive, bright, light electromagnetic field? We call that aura. One, the highest of all those qualities is unconditional love. That's why I always talk about the 7 virtues, because they help you build a stronger aura, a stronger electromagnetic energy field around you. So one is unconditional love. That is one. To be able to build a strong electromagnetic field around you, you must always harness the energy of unconditional love in your thought and in your heart, in thought and in emotions, and be able to express it in the world of seeing reality. So it is, you must first harness the state of unconditional love in the state of the unseen reality, which is in the state of thought and the state of emotion or desire, and then go ahead and cause it to manifest in the realm of reality or the realm of seeing. Then it begins to build a strong aura field around you. 2, the ability to forgive. Forgiveness also puts you in a very positive energy space. The ability to let go, to forgive. And forgiveness and reconciliation, they are 2 different things. I always emphasize so that you don't mistake it. So the second thing is forgiveness. You must learn to forgive, to let go. Telling you to forgive doesn't mean reconciliation, because there are 2 different things. To reconcile with a person is optional, but to forgive is mandatory, because it is the forgiveness which is an inherent ability or quality that contributes to the positive creation of your electromagnetic energy space we call the aura. So forgiveness is mandatory if you want to learn to build a positive aura space. But reconciliation is a choice after forgiveness. The fact that you forgive somebody of a wrong he or she has done does not necessarily mean you have to reconcile with the person. And that is where some people get it wrong. The fact that I used to eat with you in one bowl and you tried to poison me and you came back and apologized and I forgave you doesn't mean I should go back and eat with you again. Forgiving you is letting go of what you have done without holding any grudge against you. But reconciliation is me deciding to come back and eat with you, and that is a choice. I can decide not to eat with you again, and that does not mean I have not forgiven you. If you are my wife or my husband and you cheat on me and I say it, I can forgive you, but I may not want to reconcile with you. I forgive you by not holding any grudge or pain and bitterness against you. That is forgiveness. Not holding on to any pain, bitterness, or grudge against anybody. That is forgiveness for whatever they might have done. But reconciliation is getting back to normalcy with the person. That is a choice. So I can forgive you as a wife or a husband for the wrong that you may have done by not holding grudge, pain, and bitterness against you. But I may choose not to remarry you again. That is reconciliation. So it is mandatory for us to forgive when we need to build a positive aura. because it is one of the inherent abilities within us that makes us build a positive aura. 3, it's compassion. Compassion, the ability to have pity and feel for your fellow man for whatever is going through as though it is you. That is compassion. To understand and have a feeling for what your fellow man is going through as if it is you. That is compassion. So you develop that energy to be able to assist and help people. So compassion also helps you build a positive aura, and a strong one for that matter. Being not judgmental also helps to build positive aura because you don't condemn people. And there's a clear distinction between being judgmental and being critical. You can't be critical. It's okay to be critical, but it is not okay to be judgmental. When I'm doing something, you can criticize me, but not to be judgmental of me. If I'm doing something which is not right, you can criticize me and correct me if you may, but it is not in your place to judge me. That's what the Bible says, that judge not that you will be judged, and condemn not that you will be condemned, because it is not within man's prerogative to be judgmental of his fellow man, but we can be critical. If I'm doing something which you feel, you can analyze what I'm doing and then criticize me that no, what I'm doing is not right. That is not judgmental. But judgmental is being in the state of totally condemning somebody, that the person can never, no good can come out of the person, or the person is down and out and the person is finished. That is being judgmental. For instance, you go to a friend and a friend is so feeling when they say that you're ready, you will die. You're being judgmental. You are not God. But you can tell that, Charlie, be serious with this sickness. You have to take good care of this sickness. You are not taking good care of this sickness at all. It's not good. You have to be serious with the sickness. You are being critical. But in that state, you are not being judgmental. But once you tell the person that you will die, this sickness, you are not taking care of it, so you will die, you are being judgmental. You are not God, and this is not in your place to determine whether the person will live or die. So you don't have to be judgmental to be able to build a positive aura. And these things I am talking to, it is all spelled out in the Bible. And that is why when I see people condemn the Bible, I only see that they are ignorant. That's the totality of the Bible. I only see that they are ignorant because they don't metaphysically and metaphorically understand what it is all about. And as much as we may believe and accept the fact that there are few interpolations that create a little bit of imbalances, but not the totality of the entire book. Because a book written over a 400-year period, you should expect a few inconsistencies. And if you should delve deep into any other spiritual book, you may see a few inconsistencies. But that does not utterly mean the entire book is rubbish, as people try to portray. So when you read the book of Galatians 5, thereabout, you see some of these things I'm talking about. You must, if you want to build a positive aura, and a strong one for that matter, you must learn to respect all life. You just don't kill and destroy life indiscriminately. You must learn to respect all life. And to also build a positive aura, you must learn to develop a humble spirit. Now, all these things I'm talking about, if you listen to them carefully, they are inherent qualities. They are not anything which is external. They are inherent qualities. They are abilities that you should be able to harness and develop within yourself. And these are the things that develop and build your positive aura. You need to be truthful. You need to be honest. These are all qualities that develops a positive and a powerful aura for that matter. And when your aura is dented, no amount of herbs you can bath can change the way you think. No amount of gold you put on your neck can change the bitterness that you have in your soul. No amount of copper bracelet and necklace you put on yourself can change the evil thoughts and thoughts of jealousy and emotions of jealousies that you have. So there's no way these things can change your aura field. So when somebody tell you that these things they're going to use these things or bath these things and for it to change your aura and clean your aura, it is not true. Because aura is developed based on inherent abilities. And when somebody tells you this, that should tell you that the person doesn't know what even aura is in the first place. Because aura is not developed, the power of your aura or the energy field of your aura is not developed based on external activities. It is based on inherent qualities. So these are the qualities that makes you develop and harness positive, good aura. Now the qualities that makes you develop porous, dark, weak, and negative aura. One, bitterness. When you're somebody you're always embittered in your heart, you begin to resonate bad aura space, because the energy you resonate from within yourself is coarse and it's very, very unpleasant. It's chaotic. Jealousy, anger, bitterness, covetousness. All these are also inherent abilities, but they are in the negative polarity. And because they are in the negative polarity, they tend to generate a negative aura space. And these things does not matter how long you pray. And this is the reason why we have prayed for all this while and still nothing is changing. This is the reason why we have buffed all the herbs from one master to another master, from one monastery to another monastery, from one adept to another adept, and nothing has changed. This is why we have all these, the magical rings. We have all these pendants of tetragrammatons and pendants of Metatrons and all these angelic pendants around us, and nothing is changing, because we are not changing our inherent abilities. These pendants and these jewels and these herbs only elevate our vibration, but does not change our aura, because there's a clear distinction between what vibration is and what aura is. And to change your magnetic space, you must change your aura. And if you want to change your aura, you must change the way you exhibit internal qualities. It's as simple as that. That's what Bible says something. Bible says something. It said that so the Bible talk about, it said that, for be ye transformed by the renewal of what? Your mind or your thinking. Because that brings about external transformation. And the Bible says, as a man thinketh in him, in his mind or in his heart, so is it. So is his manifestation. Let's look at this scripture. Romans 12, Romans 12. Romans chapter Romans chapter 12 verse 2. Let's take from verse 1. I like the verse 1 too. So let's take from verse 1. It said, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that means by the mercies of the infinite intelligence, that ye present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. So the renewal is as a result of changing your inherent abilities, your inner abilities. It is not about buffing Tamiwu or buffing Yenya or buffing Susumasa, or wearing gold and wearing bracelet and wearing necklace and putting on pendants. It has nothing to do with your aura. That is the truth. It has everything to do with your vibration, but it has nothing to do with your aura. But actually, that which is attracting your experiences is not dependent on your vibration, because vibrations are transient. They are not permanent. What actually is determining your experiences and what you are encountering in life is based on aura. And that is why you realize that if you are very particular, you realize certain things are always reoccurring in your life consistently. And every effort you do to change it, either through prayer or through going to a shrine or going to bath something or doing whatever it is still persistent. It does not change. If you are going through that experience, check your aura. Check your internal qualities. If you are somebody that you consistently have issues with your wife, and sometimes you ask yourself, why does this thing happen? Because you yourself, you're unpleasant with it. But it consistently happens 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and the same thing is happening. Check your aura. When I say aura, check your energy space, what you generate from within your inner qualities and character. It is that way, because you cannot do the same thing and expect a different result. And in that circumstances, there is no amount of prayer, there's no amount of deliverance, there's no amount of concussions, there's no shrine that can deliver you. No entity can deliver you. But the most powerful shrine, the most powerful entity, the most powerful deliverance, the most powerful prayer is the formation of your persona, which is your character. And it has to a very large extent, it has a very significant impact on the things that you experience in your life. And you expect to have a peaceful marriage. You have no respect for men, and then you expect to have a man to come and marry you. And the reason why men come and men go, and it is consistent, and you have been going for prayer camp to prayer camp, engaging in all these all nights, and nothing is happening, is because it's your energy field you have created around you. So good men come and good men go. A man will come to you, you understand? A man will come to you, he has all the zeal and power, he loves you. Just to be around for you 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then he's gone. He never comes back again. What? A year. Your energy space that was created around you, which is your aura, your electromagnetic, based on your character, your inherent character qualities, and driving them away. And that is the greatest witch you have to fight. That is the greatest spell you have to fight. That is the greatest juju you have to fight. And once you can deal with these things, miracle begin to happen. Miracle begins to happen. You want to have a woman in your life, you are disrespectful towards women, you don't respect the feminine energy, you treat women anyhow. How do you expect a woman to come and stay? The woman will come, she will come and stay with you with 1 week, 1 month, 2 months. After a while, when you exhibit this your inner qualities, the woman will go. It is not Beifubia na Eyewo. It is your own innate abilities, your inherent ability, which is creating that energy field around you. So if you see these things are persisting consistently, And you've done all the prayers, you've done all the incantations, you've done all the fetish rituals, you've done all the herbal whatever thing you need to do, and it is still persisting. My simple advice for you, no matter how simple it may appear, is to go back and check what is generating the energy field around you, which is your innate, inherent abilities and qualities, which creates the aura field around you. If you don't, they will come and they will go. You are running a business, you have a shop, you don't respect clients. Clients come and you talk to them anyhow. You think clients should come and then kowtow you and worship you. You are snobbish of your clients. All those things you do, the way you are snobbish of your client and all those, you are creating an energy field around it. A bedu baby client be amba shop be amba house shop. Now for the Yesu Christ no nya money and na bonsam and na yetiti anoso. Because the character, that innate ability or the innate quality, inherent quality within you, which you are snobbish, you disrespect people, you feel everybody is beneath you and you don't have no respect for people, you are creating that energy field around you. And gradually, this becomes your vibrational energy. And then it begins to determine your aura space. Then realize that any customer that comes in, and Abedu baby no, shop office, nobody comes there. Because you are disrespectful, you are snobbish, and you have no regard for the people that come. And this has led to the fall of a lot of companies. And that is why companies are very particular and peculiar about people who stay at the front desk. Because the people you put at your front desk of your company must have a positive aura energy. If they don't, your company is going to collapse inevitably. So if you have a business, who are the people who are the frontiers of your business? Who fronts the business? Who are the people see before they come to you? That determines the success of your business. Because you may be sitting in the office with all the necessary positive energy, but before the person even comes there, the front office may have demoralized the kind of zeal and energy the person is coming with. And now I notice when you go to TikTok, there are certain short videos they have been doing about ladies' characters. Maybe somebody and he wants to send, then the girlfriend will come and slap the woman. Then later on you realize that why? Oh, this is a person who is signing a contract for their husband. You understand? They are trying to show some of these things, and I enjoy them. But my question is that, are people learning from these things? Because most of them watch it as a mere entertainment. But they are using these things to correct people. That the kind of energy you create around you determines the kind of misfortunes or fortunes that comes your way. And it has nothing to do with witchcraft. It has nothing to do with spell. It has nothing to do with juju. It has nothing to do with any shrine. So this is how you can generate positive aura space. Now let's look at vibration. So we can draw the curtain on today's thing. Let's look at vibration. What are vibrations? Now we know what auras are. We know what causes positive aura and what causes negative aura, and how to amend those negative aura, and how to strengthen our positive aura. And when things are happening in our lives consistently, and we do multiple spiritual works, and then still it is not going, the best option is to go back to the root, and that is check our auras, check our innate character, inherent character, the way we live our lives, the way we do things, the way we talk, the way we think, the way we feel. Now, vibrations, as I said, vibration is a more temporal energy field generated as a result of one's present state of emotional mood. That is vibration. So, as to how you feel at a particular material point in time generates some level of micro energy. That micro energy is what you call your vibration at that material point in time. So the vibration you are going through, or the vibration you have generated, is just momentarily. It's just for the moment. So that is why you can go to a person and then probably you enter into the room and the person is smiling, smiling, smiling. All of a sudden, you also begin to smile. That is vibration. That is vibrational energy. And it is for a moment. If you begin to smile at the person and the person frown his face, you realize that your face will change. Or let's say if I'm coming and the apostle is coming to the office and apostle opened the door and he sees me smiling and he begins to smile, then all of a sudden when he sees that I frown my face, he will stop smiling automatically. He will stop smiling. So our vibration is affected by our emotional state at a particular and a material point in time. So vibrations are temporal energies that we create based on our present state of emotions. 2. The nature of one's vibration energy is generated dependent on immediate environment. It could be positive or negative. So what I'm trying to say, your immediate environment determines the kind of vibration you create or the kind of vibration that resonates. So that means that if you are in an environment that the environment is chaotic, okay, there's a tendency that you develop a chaotic vibration. Say like you are working with a friend and then you see that people are fighting and they are quarreling and you try to stop them, they are not stopping, you keep trying to stop them. If you don't take time, you also become annoyed. Or sometimes you walk to a friend, a group of friends are sitting down, and you begin to, as you approach them, they begin to smile. And you ask them, what is making you happy? You begin to smile. Still they begin to smile, they don't answer. And then you ask, and then the people begin to smile, still keep smiling without answering you. The next thing you realize is that you also begin to smile and laugh, whilst you don't know why they are smiling and why they are laughing. So the environment is affecting your vibration. And it could be positive or negative. If the vibration created is based on unfriendly and chaotic environment, then the vibration becomes negative and chaotic. But if the vibration generated at that material point in time or that particular state in time based on the said environment is a joyful, happy and blissful environment, that vibration you generate based on that environment at that particular point in time becomes positive energy or positive empowered vibrational energy. Now vibrational energy 3. Vibrational energy can be affected by mood, energy of a place collectively, person or situation. So I've even explained all those things already. The vibrational energy of a person can be affected by one, mood. So the mood of a particular person or your personal mood can affect your vibration. So there are times you wake up in the morning, and so you look moody. Means I don't know, it has happened to you before. You just feel moody, you just feel like don't talking. It's just temporary. Maybe at 2-3 hours time you come out of that mood and then you feel okay. You understand? There are times you wake up in the morning and you look so cheerful. You just want to be laughing with everybody. These are all vibrations. These are not aura. These are not aura energies. These are vibrations based on temporal issues. That is one. Now, it is also affected by the energy of a place collectively. So that's what I'm saying. So when you go to a place and everybody is happy, the collective energy will make you happy. That is why when you go to a party, everybody is happy at the party, because the collective energy of the people there is happiness. So even if you have a problem disturbing your mind at home, even as you are coming on the way and you are still thinking of the problem, once you get to the party, after a few moments, the vibration of the area influences you and you forget the problems. But as soon as the party is over and you leave the party, your worries come back again. These are all vibrations and it has nothing to do with your aura. It has nothing to do with your aura. So if you can master your emotions, you can control the kind of vibrations you exhibit. And that is why personality development is very necessary. But in the personality development, you then determine, influence your aura, change your aura, clean your aura, at the same time have control over your vibrational mood and frequencies. And these are the fundamental, basic, foundational determination factor of how and experiences you go through. These are fundamental. A person and a situation can also affect your vibration mood. As we sit right now, if Mike is talking to me and I begin to tell him nonsense, and I begin to be snobbish, his mood will change. He will recoil inside. His vibration will naturally change. Because why? My utterances are vulgar and are disrespectful. But if my utterances are polite, encouraging, and nice, he will put on a positive vibrational mode. So a person can also change your vibration. And a situation also can change your vibration. As I said, they can call you right now that somebody you love so much is dead. And you don't expect. Or the person is sick or is getting in an accident. Your mood, everything will change. The situation has changed who you are. And you'll be walking. I don't know if you have experienced that thing before. And you're walking, you're thinking, hey, Charlie, this, but why can I have money? And all of a sudden, you meet somebody at the junction. Oh, Charlie, where they go? Charlie, it's been a long time. Who was in oh, Charlie, then the person, instantly your mood will change. You leave home with that money in your pocket, you are desperate, and your mood has changed, you are sad. When you go and then you go to town and you hit some big money, when you come in, your walking cry changes because there's money in your pocket. So situation has changed your mood. When you hit some money, the way you talk changes. So my father will always say that if you want to see the true character of the person, wait till he gets money, fame, and riches. No, I said money, fame, and power. My father tells me like, my father says that so upeso hu nipa subaya kasa. Enye time nipa na opa ade wo ho, but transcend nipa ko nya tumi, obenya sika ena obenya din. Ena obehu nipa ko no suban. Se nipa ko no nya sika, se nipa ko no wo sika chen o. Onya din ena otumi chen na still odo live send the normal person na mo say we ni suban no. Because uhu nipa suban ankasa ewo na honya mu. You see the character of a person and his wealth, and his fame, and his power. You understand? Yanti ase na obi say ayefon so no omuchia mo na oyo hin no tumi ntina ho. Yanti ase. Meanwhile, the same person, when the person has not gotten power, he goes to chief and beg the chiefs. And the chiefs were sitting down and he was talking to them and campaigning and begging. The same person, when he gets power, or when he had the power, he said the chief cannot sit down for him to greet the chief. The chief should wake up. This is not politics, but we are learning from this persona character. You understand? So situation can change our persona. And situation, people, environment, collectively can change the way our vibration operates. And that is why it is incumbent that we develop our personality so that we can control these situations around us. The personality development for NTS, but it is the totality about how you live your physical life and how to master the physical life. But people underplay it. They think it's trivial. It is never trivial. I have seen successful people, highly educated people, but they fall by just misappropriation of money because they didn't have the ability to control money. Money influenced them and they end up in jail. I have seen people highly intellectual who rose to high positions, had a lot of qualification, but just sex, the quest for the inability to control the quest for sex, destroyed everything they have built. So when I talk about personality development, I am talking about the gold that you need to refine to get the necklace. For everybody to appreciate the necklace. And I can tell a man who will fail from his undeveloped state of persona. That a man that does not develop his personality, when you give him any position, he will fail. And that is why in civilized countries, people who are given positions, okay, go through certain proper training and proper orientation. Because it is not about the qualification you have, it is not about the position you have been given, but the ability to handle distance. And that lies in the control of your persona and how you advance and develop your persona. And as simple as some of the things I teach in personality development are concerned, it is the bedrock of you saving yourself from trouble and putting yourself in a pedestal that you can maintain that pedestal without creating any form of friction and misunderstanding and chaos and shame around you. It is very, very key. So it is not something which is a joke. I have seen men of high repute, high academic credential, they go to university, become lecturers, and they've been sleeping with the university girls, and at the end of the day, tarnish their image. And these people, some of them are doctors, some of them are professors, some of them are emeritus, and many are going on just because almost time you do ya ibe huntia. Are you understanding me? A lot of people are doing the same just because almost time their cases have not been uncovered yet. Why are they doing this? It is simply because they have no control over their persona. They have no control over the persona is your inherent abilities. That is the persona. And they have no control over their vibration because they don't have the ability to control their environment, people around them, and situations around them. So obi wa osio onomusa, maybe you are nomusanda, we giant sanum, osio we giant sanum. Then it gets to an environment where there is party and drinks are flowing, the whiskeys and the Johnny Walkers and the Hennessy's and all those big drinks. If the person hasn't developed his persona to control his environment and situations, also we giant someone mami sepi 130 now I start no. But somebody who has developed his persona would be in that environment. So no. About which I prefer water. Which I'm money motor. I'm money Sprite. Oh, say she knew what the other mommy so. Because the person has control over his persona. Obi wabeka say we jai imasem. Also we jai imasem. In the midst of lady, Omako club or one big club, one of forget for the coffee. Also, we jam myself because he has no control over his person. Meanwhile, Obi we're developing the personality. We have control over situations and persons. Obi you won't take a crash, we blow alarm, we go in the Because why? Because the difference between Mr. A and Mr. B is that Mr. B has developed his persona to be able to control situations, people, and environment. Because if I have not developed a personality to be able to control people, situation, and environment, always situation, people, and environment controls you and then determine the kind of vibration, the kind of energy you resonate at a particular point in time, which is transient because it's not forever. And so when you are trapped within that lifestyle, and I be simple, say, it's not bonsambia. It is transient. I didn't it's free with so. The mood, the temporal vibration of the environment, people, and situation, you get yourself engorged and entrapped into some environment in this situation. Actively, while you are not feeling back to your senses. Now we say some I'm telling you, and even if there's any boonsam, the biggest boonsam you have to fight is yourself. It's your personality. It's your personality. So you must be able to distinguish between your vibration and then your aura. And once you understand this, and these are things you need to learn to know. Once you understand these things, you are good to go. It is very difficult for you to fail in the things that you do. Because you know how the game is played. You know when an environment is influencing you. You know when a person is influencing you negatively. You know when the environment is influencing you negatively. You know when a situation influences you negatively. And you know how to handle that negative influence. So you don't generate negative vibration to get you to do negative things at the end of the day to destroy you. So you must learn to master your emotions. That's why the Bible says that for lack of knowledge, people do what? People perish. Probably be out, and yeah, all those things. So I'm telling you today, anything I will dwell it, I will dwell it, I will dwell it, we walk up, walk up, prayer, deliverance, walk all night, and actually see. State of mind. Oko deliverance now, because of your state of mind of going through the deliverance. Once you hold on to that state of mind, because then your character, it affects your inner ability. Once that period of the deliverance energy passes away and you come back to your normal way of life, now it's like the thing begins to come back again. That is how it works. That is how it works. But if you go through a deliverance process, be in church or shrine or whatever, or herbs or whatever it is, and you can hold that deliverance in thought, and you don't let go of that thought even for all your lifetime, and you translate that thought into your inherent ability, it is there forever. It has changed. And anything I can focus on, friends, that the one they put people in water, they call it baptism. They go and baptize people 3-4 months later, they go back to their old lives. Because there's no inherent inner transformation. So when they go through the baptism, because they've been programmed to think that baptism is a holy activity, so they hold that thought of holiness for a short while, but with time, zeal dissipate. Into a time when this thought and zeal that has been created dissipate, naturally, day by day, the person recedes back into his whole old lifestyle. So when that whole thing, this whole figment of thought perception fades away, then the person comes back to his normal life. So the Bible because the person is naturally a quarrelsome person. But there's no inner transition for the person to control environment, space, people, situation. And these are things we need to know and train ourselves. If the church can give room for these things to be taught, or if the church can give opportunity to start teaching cell leaders, I'm not ready to come and teach in your church for you to give me money. That's not I don't have that time. But if you can organize, maybe your cell leaders, I teach them, and they will be in the church to train the young ones. I'm telling you today, the church will not have problem with fornication, stealing, and all those bad characters. It's something we have tested. If the church can give room for the people's personality and persona to be developed, the church will not have problem with all these sin issues they are struggling with. The reason why people are struggling with sin in the church is because the church has not developed the people's personality to be able to have control over situations, over people, over environment. Collectively. Until when the person finds himself in the wrong environment, he begins to act wrong. Whichever environment the person finds himself in determines the way he behaves. So when the person finds himself in church among Christians, then he begins to behave holy. The same person, he moves to a place where his friends are drinking, and he's shy to, when you say praise the Lord, he's shy to say hallelujah. Because environment is influencing the way the person behaves. And this thing is not praise the Lord, break loose and go. This is character formation. You need to be trained by a professional to be able to do that. And it has to be a basic part of church training. Sunday school, we call it Sunday school, Sunday school, it has to be part of Sunday school. How do you develop your persona and have control over your personality? And master your personality. Now all these problems the church is having will stop. And if the church should stop having all these problems, Ghana will be free of corruption. Ghana will be free of bribery. All these things you are talking about, Ghana, attitude and all those things. The problem we are having as a nation is because people are indisciplined. And indiscipline is simply an issue of inherent personality. Apostle, you gave me a situation some time ago. You said that you went to a hotel, isn't it? With a guy, I think you said the guy from one of these towns. And when he went and they uncork the drink for him, he put the cork in his pocket. Who told him to put it in his pocket? Nobody. The environment influenced him. You understand? Well, you told that I remember you said that the environment alone and the kind of music they are playing, the way the music was cool, will not allow you to drop the crown cock on the floor. The same person, oh, but when the person moves to a different environment, he can eat, watch, and put the leaves outside. And this I'm talking about even affects the so-called civilized people who come to Ghana. Most of these white people, when they come to, then they come and eat, they be throwing it outside. But when they are in their country, they don't do that. It's state of environment, collectively, persons and situation. And these things must be taught in schools. People must be taught to understand so that they can control their personality. Because you cannot instill discipline, as they always say, instill this. You cannot instill this. You train people to be disciplined. Because discipline cannot be placed in a person by force. Discipline is by choice. So you have to train a person to mold the person to become disciplined. That's why the Bible says that train up a child the way he should grow. The way he should grow. That means train him according to the phenomena of existence, the laws of nature, how things must be. And then when he grows out of that mode of upbringing, he will not depart from it. So the reason why you're having all these challenges in the church, in the mosques, and it's not only the church, the mosques is still having a problem. Go to the Zongos. Now even the mosques, there are certain mosques that now they sell cigarette and beer behind alcohol behind the mosques. I have one in my area. You understand? These are people who are very disciplined when it comes to smoking and all those things. But now it has speculated and it is close to the mosque. Especially the mosques that are in the Zongos. This all has to do with indiscipline. Because the act of developing our personality is absent. In our children, in our homes, parents don't know how to develop the personality of their children. So their children grow up and they become disrespectful towards their mother, towards their father. To the extent that you say, do age by old age home. So these are things which are pertinent. And these things doesn't come through miracle or one day night. You need to be trained. So our vibration is different from our aura. And our vibration is not dependent on our aura. The aura is more permanent and vibrations are transient, depending on place, environment, people, and situation. And mode in which a person is in. The last one, but not the least, it says vibration is reactive. Vibration is what? Reactive from feeling, and it's more transient depending on a particular moment in time. So vibration is reactive. Reactive simply means it's like a reaction. So when you get to a place and the people are happy, you react by being happy. And when you get to a place and there's confusion in the area, the confusion will affect you. You understand? It's reactive. That is how it is like. Depending on the kind of feeling and the mode of a particular environment. And it is transient. It is just for a moment. It passes on. So that is what vibrations are. And the only way you can control the kind of vibrational energy you emit is to be able to have control over your mode, over your environment, over your places you go, over the situation, over people. That's all. That one is not like how do you call it, the aura building that deals with inherent abilities, but just that you must discipline, you must learn to have control over place, environment, people, and yourself and situation. And that's why you can see that you go to a place, somebody who shouldn't before not tell not show the time all cancer man before not show because why? The person has control over his emotions. He has control over people and situation. Into wo they are you know, and a situation will create it doesn't influence the person. What is here? Because he has control over it. Sensualism does not affect the person. And most of the time, Ushe and Crawford very good directors and managers, they master this act. And these are fundamental things that we need to be taught from the very basic level, from age 6 onwards. Once you can master these things, things begin to change. Obi was me the makuma yi, me the makuma ha me. When I waji amount of makuma how. It's a state of being. It's a state of mode in which you are, and you should have control over it. And there are two scenarios in the Bible. David far from the sin, called in the sin. Joseph close to the sin, ran away from the sin. When you say sin, and yet there are theology catch them say sin. No. The state in which we violate the natural law. David was far away from a state that would make him violate the natural law. The environment was two separate places, but he invited the state in. But Joseph was with the thing in the same situation, in the same environment, the same room, but he had to give a distance to that state. So when Joseph was with Potiphar's wife, in the state of emotional control, he was able to control his emotion and fled. Or I'm lying. But David, far from Uriah's wife, unable to control his emotions, invited Uriah's wife in. All has to do with personality development and mastery and control. Because David had no control over his personality. And that's why he had a lot of concubines. But how many wives did Joseph had? Because he knew how to control his personality. All this is, we have all these marital issues, or the way my wife is unfaithful, my husband is how do you call it, promiscuous, and all those. It is based on these things: lack of control over the environment, lack of control over situation, lack of control over people, and lack of control over mode. That's all. This is all creating all this mess we have. And once you can control these 4 aspects of your persona, and once you can control these 4 aspects of your personality, you can deal with all situations, and you hardly will create a mess of situation. But people create a mess of situation because they can't control these 4 things. So they begin to generate bad vibration, and this bad vibration has a lot of domino effect, or a lot of rippling effect, which is undesired. It's as simple as that. Control situation, control environment, control people, and control your mood. As simple as it may appear, for it needs proper training and the grace of the divine. Because God. Otherwise, you have problems with your marriage, you have problem with your children, you have problem. Listen, I know people who fight with their children every day. As if they fight with their children as if they are colleagues. Forget about husband, no. Even their own children, they should be able to control. They fight, they behave towards them as if they are colleagues or mates. Sometimes they have carried 9 years, 10 years, 15 years, 12 years, 18 years, 20 years, some of the winning. And they fight, they exchange words and say, I said, look, what are you doing? Once you begin to do that, you begin to create co-equal with your child. So you must master the act of communication. When to speak, when not to speak, when to reserve, when to keep quiet, when to go ahead. When somebody talks, you weigh the person's age, level, and intelligence. You know that no, wait, they didn't exchange words. I'm belittling myself. I'm losing self-respect. Let me keep quiet. Even what he's saying is insulting and disrespectful. Let me keep quiet. You have to master all these things. Then you realize that after the winning you have influence over people because you control situation. But if you don't learn to control situations, people will speak anyhow to you. So be a undo, how do you call it? It's not your co-equal, it's not your mate. Obi a school komu ni nyamanya na onya wo class, that's the way they use. Obi onya wo class, for lack of better, onya wo class or obi kasa by heart. Because you don't know how to control yourself in situations. You don't know how to control yourself in environment. You don't know how to control yourself with people. So at random, you are just resonating vibrations at random. And because of that, obia emphata say obey o assistant o messenger grab kasa winning by heart. Uti trocho mu dignified person. You know, o se trocho no, o hwe ne otan say we yan tete no wo fie. O kana wake mo kan ko we di watem. You understand? We di watem. Because the situation at hand, you are unable to control the situation. Nti odo be kasara obi a se better oyo oba betimi didi watem. Because you have not trained your personality to learn to control situations and to control people. It's life. So your aura and your vibration is constantly creating your experiences. So we have temporal experiences which is created by your vibration, and permanent experiences which is being created by your aura. Into temporal, because of the kind of vibration environment you generated when you have temporal quarrel with them. But obiso I won't say I did back be your life, but it has been there for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 15 years. That is coming from your aura. So there are permanent experiences which are coming from your aura, and there are transient and temporal experiences that come from your vibration you generate at a particular point in time, depending on emotions, situations, environment, and people. And that is temporal. And these are the kind of two experiences we are going through. The latter is easy to forget. You understand? But the former, which is the experiences created by the aura, is mind-boggling and disturbing. Because always was I will call it a repetitive action. A repeating but the one created by the vibration is temporal and transient. It means we are not refi. Because it is temporal thing that was passing based on environment, situation, mood, and people. So you must understand, and that is why you need to develop your personality. Very, very important. It gives you the opportunity to master this physical life and how the activity unfolds within this physical life. Thank you very much, and God bless you for your time. We'll meet in the next session. We'll continue with the aura. There are a few things we need to conclude with the aura. We'll conclude with it, and then we'll proceed to the next topic as the universe may direct, and then download a new topic to us. Thank you. Stay blessed, and God be with you.